Spanish Civil War was a period from 1936 to 1939 in Spanish history. It was the bloodiest conflict Western Europe had experienced since the end of the First World War. Approximately 200,000 people died as a result of systematic killings, mob violence, torture or other brutalities. The war displaced millions of Spaniards. In 1939, approximately 500,000 refugees fled to France, where many of them would be confined to prison camps. 15,000 Spanish Republicans ended up in Nazi concentration camps after 1940. During the Spanish Civil War, the Nazi regime in Germany and the fascist regime in Italy allied themselves with General Franco, turning Spanish territory into the training ground for military technology that they would later use in World War II. But, what led a peaceful town like Águilas to become a war target? In those turbulent years, this city was a starting point for ships with food supplies for the Republican military on the front, and had railway workshops where an incessant arms production. War material such as aviation bombs or artillery shells was manufactured in them. Several military trains were armored and large caliber cannons and howitzers were mounted on top of special wagons. The Civil War in Águilas had started in the summer of 1936, as in the rest of Spain, but here in a milder way than in other parts of the peninsula. Some arrests and few measures of a light nature had been taken by the Aquiline Council headed by a good person, the socialist José Fernández Navarro, known as the White Bear. It was his calm character that marked a calm beginning of the war, absent of uncontrolled violence, which was present in other Murcian municipalities. Águilas remained on the Republican side throughout the Civil War. The town received 3 bombardments by different armies in the port, the town, and the railway facilities. That morning of Wednesday, August 3, 1938 at 9:42 a.m., 5 Italian Saviolus planes had dropped their bombs on the city, with great damage, and numerous victims between dead and wounded. On August 31, 1938, the reports of the anti-aircraft defense of the coast of Murcia, the Republican War Report itself, and the radio listening that the Italians made of the stations of the Republic, indicated that at 10:38 a.m. 5 planes had attacked Águilas and had dropped their bombs in the vicinity of the railway station, causing little damage but many victims between dead and wounded. There are differences in terms of the times of the bombings due to the time difference between the two sides. Águilas remained loyal to the Republican side, and was therefore the target of attacks by the national side. The main incidents of the war in our municipality were the bombings by Italian and German aviation, which caused more than 50 deaths, mostly civilians, and devastated the municipality, which was practically deserted. The largest of these attacks was the one perpetrated on August 31 by Italian aviation.